Genetic DNA strikes again. This time, the cold case of Debbie Lynn Randall solved after nearly 50 years. Can you imagine that? 50 years of having to go through life. I mean, the thing is, a lot of people in this case are dead. The parents, many family members, but if you're in that family, you know about so-and-so who died 50 years ago. And you probably wonder what happened to them.
You know, I imagine that people who lose a family member and they never get that closure, they never find out what happened, it haunts them almost on a daily basis, I would think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if it's like your own child or your brother, your sister, your parent, your spouse, somebody close every single day of your life. I just think, I know how I think about things. And if there's like some sort of like dark, tragic thing or impactful thing in my life, it's usually like one of the first things I think about when I wake up. It's like, oh, that was a good dream. Oh, but that's going on.
Oh, right. Yeah. But I have this shit happening right now. And or, you know, my parents did this when I was younger and I've never forgotten it, kind of a thing. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. For 5 long decades, the tragic tale of Debbie Lynn Randall's brutal rape and murder has haunted the Marietta community of Georgia. On an ill-fated day, mid-January 1972, a family was shattered and a community forever scarred. A 9-year-old disappeared, leading thousands to rally together, united in their determination to find her. 6 days later, their worst fears were realized when Debbie's raped and strangled body was discovered near Windy Hill and Powers Ferry Road intersection. Fast forward to 2022, and the wheels of justice turning once again when a piece of cloth recovered from the crime scene was reanalyzed due to increased funding for DNA testing. The esteemed DNA Labs International carried out the meticulous testing, and against all odds, a potential match for the killer emerged. So who is the killer? Well, the identified suspect is William Rose, a man who remarkably evaded police's radar during the initial investigations. But fate had another twist in store. William Rose, who was 24 at the time of Debbie's murder, actually took his life in 1974, just 2 years after committing the heinous act. If alive, he would be 75 years old today. Tragically, Debbie's parents also did not live to see this breakthrough. Her mother succumbed to leukemia in 2018, and her father passed away the subsequent year. But Melvin Randall, Debbie's tenacious brother, was present at the news conference to confront the dark past and hopefully find some closure. He said, "My family appreciates everything they've done, all the time and all the effort to bring closure." An emotional Mr. Randall stated, his poignant words echoing the pain of countless families who've been robbed of their loved ones. "I wish my mother was here, but I know she knows in heaven that it's finally over." That fateful evening, Debbie had accompanied her stepfather to the laundromat. However, when her mother arrived at 8:30, worried over her prolonged absence, the young girl was nowhere to be found. All that remained was spilled laundry detergent and reports of a dark pickup truck speeding away. Ron Alter.
Okay, can I interrupt for just a second?
Yeah.
I've got a real problem with laundromats because BTK.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. I mean, and you used to live in Wisconsin where I'm currently residing. I think when I first moved to town 20 years ago, I think we had a murder at a laundromat in our city.
Really?
So, yeah, I'll have to look that up. But I just remember when I lived in an apartment, the washing machine downstairs wasn't working reliably, and I had to go to a laundromat. And I remember this murder that happened in one of them. And I went, no, I'm just going to go do laundry at a friend's house. Like, I had just met this person and I'm like, we're just going to do laundry at your place. I'll pay a lot more money than it would cost me, but I'm not going to a laundromat.
I don't think I've ever gone to a laundromat, actually.
It's not fun. I don't recommend it.
I've been in them. I don't think I've ever actually used one though, because I've always had, when I lived there, I think there was like a washer and dryer, like a community one somewhere in the building. And I would just use that if I remember correctly. But I mean, the laundromats, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't have any personal issues with them. But I don't know. I've always found them to be kind of creepy anytime I've ever have been in one, but have never really used one.
Well, there's something about your delicates intermingling with other people's. And if you live in an apartment building and you use a communal laundry room, it doesn't feel the same as a laundromat. You all live in the same space. You kind of are sort of a family in a way.
Yeah.
But a laundromat, anybody goes in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And some can be rather shady or in bad parts of town. And we just is hearing recently about the BTK allegations of bad wash day in his writings and the investigation that's going on there right now. Laundromats are the in thing right now, I guess, or they were in 1972 to 1976. I don't know. When I started looking at the story and putting it together, and I was just scanning, I saw laundromat. I'm like, oh, did the BTK story somehow get mixed up into here? Like, no, it's actually just its own story. So,
yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. Ron Alter, a dedicated cold case investigator with the district attorney's office, delved into Rose's past. It emerged that while he didn't reside in Marietta, Rose likely had family connections there. If he drove by, I'm sure he saw her. I believe that was a crime of opportunity. He saw her by herself and abducted her, speculated Mr. Alter. The prior alcohol-related arrests, the reason behind Rose's subsequent suicide, remains a point of debate. According to Mr. Alter, Rose might have been overwhelmed by guilt or the looming threat of incarceration for some of his previous crimes. The resolution of the cold case shines a light on the relentless advances in forensic technology. Cobb County District Attorney Flynn Brody praised these developments, emphasizing it may take us some time, but with the new technologies emerging every day, we're committed to solving our cold cases, ensuring justice is served. For Melvin Randall, this resolution will bring clarity. It also gives us a chance at personal healing. Overwhelmed but resilient, he revealed his journey towards forgiveness, saying, I learned over the years that it does you no good to hate or hold grudges. And I agree with that. No matter how difficult it is to let go of some things, it sounds like he's lived a pretty good life. He's an old man now, but I'm glad that he was able to have that, I don't want to say resolution, but that information kind of come and close what actually or who took his sister from his family at such a young age.
Yeah. And sometimes that's what you have to do is you just have to release it. Just let it go that, you can't change anything by being angry. So, you might as well find some peace with it yourself so that you can continue on.
Well, he did say that he went to the grave of where this guy is, dug it up and put a bunch of firecrackers in there and some dynamite and blew the man's body to smithereens.
Hey, you do what you got to do, man.
I say, if that's what you need to do to get the justice, you get the justice. I am kidding on that part. But, I don't have a sister. I don't have a brother. But if I was 70-something and I finally found out who it was, I might go get a shovel.
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.